I'm not sure if you've been previously informed that in Brazil you have a kind of a nickname. We call you Sny God.
SnyDog.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, a lot of people think very highly of you and your work here. But so they
That's
came up
kind.
with this thing. Yeah, it's really cool.
Let's talk about some of the things that were mentioned when it came to this interview right here. Now, we're not going to go through the video. We're not going to go through the interview. It's over a half an hour long, but hopefully you guys watched it because it was a new interview that he was having with Portal Zack Snyder Brazil. It was like Zack Snyder Brazil, apparently. That's what it was. So here's the video right here. So look for it. ZSBR. It's been posted all over the place. Great interview, like I said, a little over half an hour, and obviously there had to be a translator. You know, when it came to questions and everything, and the person who did it, you might recognize their voice. They might have narrated something called Project Justice League. Good guy, great guy, who helped with the questioning right there. But very much something that you need to watch if you haven't already. Like I said, it's just that it's a little over 30 minutes. Please watch that because he does mention a few things that we're going to kind of go over right now. And one of the big things when it came to this interview that I was like going, okay, yes, more hearing about this is he was mentioning what's going on with the Armyverse because obviously right now he's 100% balls fucking deep when it comes to Rebel Moon, and it's probably going to be mainly focusing on Rebel Moon. And there was mention about, of course, what we're all wondering what's going to be happening is Army of the Dead Las Vegas.
So what happened was when we were working on the animated series, which, as you know, has been halted for the time being, although we have the entire thing voice recorded, all the actors have been recorded, all the animatics are done. I mean, essentially you can watch it only in animatic form. It's just not animated all the way.
Which I am dying to see because I want more of that story. I loved Army of the Dead and Army of Thieves. Thought it was something unique and different when it comes to the safes. And obviously, you know, Army of the Dead is just not your dad's zombie movie. It is something different. There's aliens involved, there's portals, there's interdimension stuff.
It's not just extraterrestrial, you know, it's sort of almost interdimensional, almost it's not like they've come in a spaceship to Earth. There's a whole thing that happened, and I have sincere hope that you guys get to see that show.
So I'm just so wondering like what's happening with that. But he basically said that, you know, he said what we already kind of know is all the animatics were done. The voice overs were all recorded and everything, but they haven't been able to fully. So it's on a halt right now, sadly. But he did mention a couple of things when it comes to this. But he said that yes, he is focusing mainly on Rebel Moon, but is keen to go back, of course, to the Armyverse, and excited to continue those stories. And then, of course, you know, there's things where it's just like we kind of just know that he's most likely gonna, you know, connect the two, which was mentioned as well. And look at Mr. Noble down there, Mr. Ed Skrein, Mr. Ed Skrein. That shot right there, I mean, these are beautiful shots, of course, because it is a Zack Snyder film. But you see the blue, and you see the haircut, and you see what he looks like? That almost looks like Zeus at the beginning, doesn't it? Something kind of interesting about that. Probably looking a little too much into it, but that shot right there, some people were like making the connection. I'm like, wait a minute, are we seeing the origin of Zeus and the zombies that we see in Army? Look at that right there. It just kind of gives you a little bit of something. I don't know. It's interesting. He also said that when it comes to Rebel Moon, it's probably more science fantasy than science fiction. So it's closer to Lord of the Rings and not the creator, which is interesting. So that means Zach's all the creator. Like I said, if I get Zach on the Vodka stream again, I want to ask him, like, what movies has he been watching this year? And apparently he's watched The Creator, so I'm kind of curious to see what he thought about that. He also said that he praises, of course, the spin-off books that are coming out. And Mags Vazags, who is, of course, making the House of Blood Axe books that are going to be spun off of the initial story. Said Mags did an incredible job. I'm super proud of the comic book. She did an amazing job writing the comic book. I thought they represented a great relationship between me and what was possible without breaking canon. So there you go. And she even said that, oh yeah, like here is the story. He gave me notes. I incorporated them. Great collaboration. She has praised him all up and down and everywhere. She even said, like, dear haters, talked about all that. So